Have you ever Googled your own service and noticed that one business is right at the top with a little sponsored label and another one right underneath without it? They look like they're doing the same thing, but they're really not. So Google Ads and SEO show up on the same page, which makes people assume that they work the same way. But honestly, they play by completely different rules. And this matters more than most people even realize, because businesses don't usually fail with Google Ads or SEO because they're bad at marketing. They fail because they expect one to behave just like the other. They spend too much, or they wait too long, or they shut something down right before it was actually just about to work. And so in this video today, we'll talk about how Google Ads actually works compared to SEO, why one gives you speed while the other builds a long-term leverage, and how to decide which one makes sense for your business right now. So Google Ads is usually referred to as pay-per-click or PPC. And it means that your ad shows up in a Google search result when somebody searches, and you pay every time that somebody clicks on it. That's it. The click happens, you pay. The big upside is speed. So you can launch a campaign and start seeing impressions and clicks really quickly, sometimes that same day, sometimes within a few days. But here's the part that most people miss. The moment that you turn those ads off, that traffic stops. There's no momentum, there's no carryover. You're not building something, you're renting the attention. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a trade-off. SEO, on the other hand, stands for search engine optimization. And this is about how well your website ranks organically, meaning you're not paying to be there for the keywords that people are searching for. So instead of paying per click, you're instead investing in your website, the content on the website, the structure, your credibility over time. And when someone clicks your site from an organic result, you don't pay Google anything. The downside to SEO is speed. SEO does take time, usually a few months before you start to see promising results, sometimes even longer in competitive spaces. But once it works, it keeps working. A page you wrote a year ago can still bring in traffic today without you paying for every single visit. And that is the key difference between Google Ads and SEO. Another main difference is speed versus sustainability. So the simplest way to think about it is Google Ads solves the now problem, SEO solves the later problem. So ads give you fast traffic, fast data, fast feedback, whereas SEO gives you compounding visibility, lower cost per lead over time, less reliance on daily ad spend. Ads move really quickly, and the SEO moves slowly, but it tends to stick. The other major difference is the behavior that people tend to take on each one of these platforms. Ads often capture high intent users, people who are ready to call, book, or buy right then. Whereas SEO often captures people earlier on in that process. So they're still researching, comparing options, trying to understand their problem. And so ads can convert faster, but SEO often builds more trust over time. So there's just that different intent. So which one should you use? The honest answer, it depends. If you need leads now, Google Ads usually makes more sense. If you're playing the long game and want to reduce reliance on paid ads, SEO becomes more valuable. Most businesses are using both. Ads for demand capture, SEO for long-term leverage. The real mistake isn't choosing the wrong channel, it's choosing one without understanding the timing of it. So if you're thinking that Google Ads is the right move for you right now, the next question everybody gets stuck on is budget. How much is enough to actually get data? How much is too little to work? And how do you avoid lighting your money on fire while figuring it all out? That is exactly what I break down in the next video, how to figure out your Google Ads budget in a way that actually makes sense for your business. So click right here and I'll walk you through that one next.